Hey guys, it is Monday here on Pagan Perspective Subs Week. I am your Monday host Brendan, and this week we are talking about paganism and sexual promiscuity. So our question this week comes from Sable Wolfsong. The question is, I have a question for the channel. What do you do if people who realize you are pagan assume you are sexually promiscuous? Well, for this topic, this is something that I work a lot with in my personal practice, in my personal path, and my personal life, really. And sexuality is one of the most important factors of the path I work with and walk and exist in. And if they were to be separated, I'm not really sure. This is such a broad kind of topic to look at. It's like saying, if saying pagans are sexually promiscuous, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this word this whole video, would be like saying that all Christians don't eat meat on Fridays, saying kind of just labeling and boxing everyone, and all the assumptions. It's like the same thing that all pagans worship the devil and all that sort of arrangement. And it's really just looking at why is this seen as something to do with the path that we follow. A lot of the viewpoints that are shared and expressed through the world, whether it be through media, such as looking at True Blood, which features witches, but also a lot of sexually promiscuous scenes often and in relation to witches, and looking at things, if you look at The Wicker Man, the original version and the horrible, terrible remake, it really kind of boxes pagans in the sexually promiscuous category there, but all it really is the honouring and worship of fertility, of nature, of the sacred act of sex. And whether that be between two people, whether it be between multiple creatures, or animals and all that sort of stuff, but I mean more between multiple partners, whatever dynamic works really. And as pagans and as witches, we're tapped into that fertile energy, and it doesn't mean that you have to go out and have random crazy orgies and random hookups with people all the time. It can be taking that energy into the relationship you have, whether it be with some person, whether it be working with the fertility of the land that you live within, so working with that energy there, and then, or just even in your life, in your workplace. Don't recommend sleeping with workmates, but I mean more using that fertile creative energy to help create products or projects and use it to allow the growth to happen so that they can develop, they can become stronger, flourishing. Take it into your magical work, whether it be self-honouring, doing work with self-love and magic of self, and honouring self, and really working through all this sort of work is taking the shame that's been associated with sex and with enjoying sex and sexuality, and taking all that away and really getting into the core of pleasure, of lust, of love, of desire, those things that send goosebumps up your spine, that make your mouth salivate, that make you become aroused. And it's working with those magics, with that energy, with that reaction within your body, and the changes that will happen through that. As in response to really how do you respond to someone presuming that because you're pagan you're sexually promiscuous? Talk to them about the work that you do. A lot of the work, a lot of the self-work and the honouring of body that we do doesn't always have a sexual nature to it. It can be used, like body work is used for healing. It's going through all that process. Massage, it's not designed and seen to be a sexual act. It is the honouring and worship of the body. And a lot of energy work goes through that. And things like hugs and kisses, signs of affection, they don't always lead to sex. And it's these expressions that we revel in that brings us comfort, that brings us love, that brings us joy and happiness. And I think what will happen a lot of the time is that people view this and see this and are in fact probably more restricted, more contained within their life, and there perhaps may be a twang of jealousy that is feeding that expression and viewpoint, and it's really just maybe opening up to allowing this person to, you could perform healing work with them. It may be just simple laying of hands on them or touch work, or it could be just giving them a hug sort of thing. It may be just allowing them to open up to their sexual, well, not sexual nature, but their sexuality and sensuality, and giving them the space and opportunity to experience that and just ask any questions. And realizing that your view is not the overcoming and umbrella view of every person within this tradition, within this path, within paganism itself. It's wording it in the way that it expresses it as your opinion and your feelings and your view, not as the collective view. And if they do wish to look up more stuff, they can maybe find some links and send them along to different places. And yeah, hopefully in a roundabout way I answered this question this week and helped out a bit. I'm now off to go get ready and go to work, but all of you have a lovely week and enjoy the rest of the subs that will be on this week, and I will see you again soon. Much love and blessings, and blessed be.